Dumelang. Ditsela ka ke nna le mohang. Maobane Sihle ke maoba, Sihle Sibisi. Yane. O ntshitse video maneng a bua ka taba ya ngwana hae. Ho awana hwa hae le ena ka lefu. A ke re la mopola Sihle Sibisi ke elwa ileng ho bona ntsa exposure TV Joshua mo eleng ngwana hae o ile a hlokahala hona mo ferefering yaneng ona o. Jwale o na bua ka taba eno ya lefu lena la ngwana hae. Now ke la re kwa ke amehile maikutlo ha bohloko ka qetella ke buile mantswe a sa nepahalang ke re oe Sihle ka ra ka ba ile ema nakonyana e itseng a ka a hila ka kgutla ka pelenyana hona mantsweng ano ka ikgopola le nna hore ha ke nana le nna ha ke le tje ha ke bua ka lefu la mme wa ka a ntse sa hlokahala lefu leno la stirile ke ana a kula ke ntse ke lla kore ke ntse ke sama mosamo o motenya ke pelo bohloko lefu ke ntho bohloko e sa amoheleheng ka tsela e kgethehileng jwale ebile motho ha o mo okile ho bete go tla gore hey mme wa ka o na imetswe ka ngwana ka o na imetswe ka motho a itseng o na imetswe neng ke ka ba ka jarisana bohloko bono le yena le ka mohlalo o ba dueng ntate Modimo ntshwarele ka pela boheteng ha lo phomotsa mmele wa hae le moya wa hae o no sotleha phate motho a sa kulang Sihle ana ntse ba babatsana le ngwana hae jwalo ya ba qetelong ya letsatsi ka mora dihoranyana fela ngwana o sa bile a hlokahala le khale ke le jwetse ke la re kwele ntho e ntouchile maikutlo ha bohloko hona ho ha esale but still le hona mo o tla fumana ntse na le batho ba ntseng ba bua mantswe a bohloko like motho mo Sihle o lahile don't touch the anointed ones yona ntho ke sa batleng di bitsa ka lebitso ka botelele ya bo satani aba ruti bana na ba ile hore ba tla be ba ntse ba tla ditjhelete tsa batho ka tsela tsona tseno ha re jeng Sihle ka tsebe re imamedisane hle ba ratuwa ba ka
for TK, and but she said to me, I could hear the machine going doot, 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 and then in every interval it would go doot, 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 and when it was going doot, 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 it was showing yellow, and according to the doctor, that was my daughter fighting. She was fighting. So she said to me, your daughter's fighting. You need to pray. She'll be fine. And then we were told we could go home and come back. Visiting time is from 11 to 8 p.m. We can go home. The doctors are monitoring her, and we subsequently left. So we went home, and the hospital and the house is how many minutes away? 7. It's about 7 minutes, not above 7 minutes. And when we got home, at this time, as we sat on the couch, the phone rang again, and the hospital phoned to say, are you Sihle Seleke? Remember Seleke on my documents. On my documents, I am Seleke because I am Mrs. Seleke. And I said, yes. And they said, what's your relationship to Tepang Kanyisile? And I said, she's my daughter. And they said, please come back to the hospital. And I said, why? And she said, please, you need to come back. I said, why? She said, there's something you forgot to sign. I immediately gave the phone to my aunt. And by that time, my friend Naki had arrived, and we drove back to the hospital. When we got to the hospital, one thing I noticed this time around is that as we walked into the children's ICU, the curtains of the room where my daughter was in were closed. And in all this, I'm wearing, what was I wearing? I was still in my pajamas. Because when we left the house, I was in my pajamas and I was in my, what do you call that thing? Is it a tuk? It's in my pajamas and my tuki. And I still went back to the hospital the same way. And when I got there, and I'm like, why is my daughter's room closed? Why are the curtains closed? And they said, don't worry, we're just cleaning her up. And they put this in an isolation room. I could see the doctor pacing up and down, and we waited for another good 30 minutes. And the doctor came into the room and she said, we've done all the tests. We ruled out everything. There was no poison. There was nothing. The only thing that happened, she says, after you left, your daughter started bleeding through the nose and the mouth. She started bleeding, like a lot of blood, and we had to suction it. And she says, when we checked through investigations that we've just done, your daughter had a ruptured aneurysm.
Mm.
And that's when she said,
Sihle
that's when
Sibisi.
she said, I'm sorry, your daughter is passed on.
Mm.
She said, your daughter is passed on, your daughter is no more. And I literally lost my mind. I literally, oh my God.
Taba tse bohloko tse Sihle a di share hantle batho ba Modimo. Lebitso la ka ke nna Lemohang, ha re kopaneng.